Welcome to Icenrye's Geocaching Video Zine Microcache Edition. We take a look at upcoming episodes of the Video Zine and have tips, tricks, fun items, and great caches. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Icenrye's Geocaching Video Zine Microcache Edition. Hi there, welcome to Icenrye's Geocaching Microzine. I'm Icenrye, thanks for watching. Well, here we are on a blustery fall day here in central British Columbia. Feels like it could snow at any time. But I'm out here just as the sun's starting to set, and I'm working on this week's Microcache edition. A little later than usual, in case you haven't been by the home site Icenrye.com lately. Well, the server blew up on the weekend, and I pretty much lost everything and had to rebuild from scratch. But the site's up and running again, and as time goes on, I'll start adding some of the old features I had in the old site. But anyways, let's get on with this week's Microzine show. Got two things to show you. First off, I got another Flickr tip for you. And it's really great because if you're a fan of the Podcaster podcast, they're also doing articles on photography tricks and such. So Sunny's telling you how to take the pictures. I'm going to show you what to do with the pictures once they're taken. So this week we're going to look at two things. One, we're going to take a look at groups, and the other, we're going to look at something called sets. And all groups are basically public families of photos that are all a similar topic. And sets are your own personal groups of photos. Both very easy to do, and I'll show you how to do them. Also, we're going to take a quick peek at upcoming episode 17. There's a really cool cache here in Prince George that you can't quite describe it as a puzzle or as a multi. It's just something you'll have to see. And I got a little bit of a teaser coming up for you in this week's show. But anyways, you probably heard a little bit of the barking in the background. That's Abel the Border Collie, and I have the ball. Where are you? Want the ball? So, we're going to go have some fun. In the meantime, enjoy this Flickr demonstration. You ready? Ready? Go. Round. Go round. Good boy. Go get it. For this week's Flickr tutorial, I'd like to show you two things. One are called groups, and the other item is called sets. So, let's start off from the new look Icenrye.com webpage. That's another story, and I'll get into that in a future episode. So you'll just sign into Flickr, where you'll be brought up to your first page. Now, the first thing we're going to do is create some sets. Now, all sets are families of related photos, and they're very easy to do. Simply go over to You. Right next to it, you'll see a drop-down arrow. Click on them where it'll say Sets. And it'll simply tell you that we haven't created any photo sets yet, so we'll go to the organizer to get started. Click that, and it'll load up. It takes a couple seconds. Now down here you'll see all the photos we have in this big blank area. It's kind of like a good old-fashioned light table. So in order to create a set, we'll come up to this tab here where it says Your Sets. Click on it, and then simply drag in our photos. We'll bring this one in, and we'll bring this one in. And we'll say OK, and then we'll put this one. We now have 3 photos in the set. And over here, we simply give it a name. So these are the Pier 6 photos, so I'll call them Pier 6. Then down here, you can put in a brief description. Now this photo here is your main title photo, and you can put any photo you choose in. If I want to use the actual pedestal, but I do like this photo here. I love this close-up shot of the GPS receiver. Click on Save, and saving, and voila, you now have a set. When you go back to your photos, you'll now see over here on the side, you have a set. Click on it, and voila, there's your photos in your set. Okay, so the next thing I want to take a quick look at are groups. Again, you can click here. And it simply tells you what our groups. They can be private or public. They're just literally they're photo families. Now, we're not a member of any groups right now, so we want to find a group. So, since we're into GPS and geocaching, let's look for geocaching. And we come up with a series of groups here. Now, some of these are specific, geocaching in Ontario or Pennsylvania. Obviously, I'm not in Ontario, I'm not in Pennsylvania, but this one looks interesting, geocaching. Brief description, click on it. And it tells you there's a group pool. It tells you there's over 3,000 photos in this category. And here are some of the most recently posted pictures. And you're looking at it going, interesting. Click here, join this group. Do you really want to join it? Of course I do. Voila, we're now a member of the group. So if we simply go back up to here, where it says you, we get back to our pictures. Now, to submit pictures to the group, simply click on the picture. Up here you'll see send to group. When you drop it down, it lists your group as geocaching. Click on it. This photo has been added to the geocaching group. Okay, and it's done. And it's just that easy. So when you look over on this side, this photo also belongs to the geocaching pool and the Pier 6 photo set. So there you go, this week's Flickr tip. Hope you enjoyed.
Okay, quick and simple, just like I said. Sets are really great because we have groups of photos that are very similar in topic. You can keep them all together. As a matter of fact, I always do that with a lot of my agility photos. I'll have trials. You can go, instead of having to look through pages and pages of photographs, you can simply say, okay, here are the agility photos. And again, groups, my personal Flickr site, I'm a member of all kinds of different groups, everything from geocaching to scenery to a lot of K9 sport competitions. Anyways, let's get on with episode 17, coming up sometime in early November. And one of the caches I'm going to feature is one right here in Prince George. It's called the Eyes Have It. And if you go to the cache description page, it's not quite a puzzle cache and it's not quite a multi-cache. It's something really interesting. But you'll have to wait till episode 17 to see what it's all about. But in the meantime, I got a little teaser. So sit back and enjoy. So here in the Prince George area, there's a local cacher named Stormcloud. And he has the habit of coming up with some incredibly creative cache hides. If you're ever in the Prince George area, make sure you check out Stormcloud's Revenge. It's very, very fun. It took me a couple tries to get it, but I like it. So the one I'm looking for today is called The Eyes Have It. And the cache description is a little vague. He says he's not sure to describe it as a puzzle cache or a multi-cache, but it's one of these you just have to find to see. So, actually I found it about a month or so ago, and I totally loved it. And I figured, I got to come back and film it for you guys to see. So, it's about 100 meters away from where we're parked here on the side of the highway, and I guarantee you're going to love the concept behind this cache. So anyways, Abel's waiting for me. Let's get rolling. The Eyes Have It by Stormcloud. We're just meters away from the cache, and it's just located in these trees behind us. Now, the cache itself is just a big Tupperware container. I'll show it to you that in a second. But the real surprise is inside. So let's not waste any more time. It's right behind me. Let's go find it. Alright, so I found the cache, and as you can see, it's just basically a huge, giant, Rubbermaid container. And I think, well, what's so great about that? Well, that's not the best part about the cache. The best part of the cache is inside the container. Let's take the lid off. Now, once we pull out a cache description note, standard bag of Geo swag, let's play a little fun. What's that sound? So there you go, a quick peek at episode 17 of the Videozine coming up in early November. And that about wraps it up for this week's Microzine. And guess what? I got another ball. Abel's here by my side. So in the meantime and in between time, that's it. Another episode of Icenrye's Geocaching Microzine. So until the next episode, cache on. You ready? Weave! Goodbye!